not the pickup, it's the sort of enclosed. What am I doing? So it's the one with the door on the back, sort of mountain rescue type Land Rover, which I kind of prefer to have a pickup for a farm, but unless he produces the other model, we'll just have to go with what's available. Plus, because I believe AFM is Brazilian equipment, it's gonna be probably a left-hand drive model. And a little quirk of Land Rovers, the hood release is always on this side, just underneath the dash. And so if you buy a left-hand drive one, you have to get out to the passenger side to release the hood, because at least the Land Rover models I've been in the US, they don't bother moving the hood release to the other side. If I'm outside, no, I am sitting in the right-hand chair. It's just when you get out the passenger side for some reason. Okay, we did that. We're gonna have to take some hay bales out to those fields, but not yet. And somebody's finished doing something. That would be this guy, who is currently liming our sheep field. Why would you do that? Because why not? Okay, well that should improve the yield of the grass in this field. Not that we're actually using it for anything. But that's a nice waste of lime. So probably am going to have to fill this up entirely. Plus we'll probably be liming, I would say the smaller of the two sunflower fields is going to need lime. And that's primarily because we've harvested that. We will have harvested that 3 times. We bought it with barley in it. We harvested the barley. We immediately turned it over for maize. We harvested the maize with forage harvester. So this will be the 3rd harvest on that field. The big sunflower field, I believe I did a full prep on that. So this will be the 1st harvest on that field. So we should get best yield on the big field, which might be field 30. Yeah, field 30 will get, I'm expecting best yield on 30. But the field up the top, not so much. Whitehawk, good day. Welcome to the stream. And oh look, people who want to get banned. That's fun. To blah 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 spam. Yeah, we'll say your spam. Yeah, we'll send that. And, also block, and this guy too also wants to join my and the malicious links. Submit report and block and close. Okay, so anyway, so sorry about that. Yes, good day, Whitehawk. It is going well. We've finished the summer harvest, so we're really just turning the fields over to dormant for the winter. So oilseed radish, and we're having to lime our fields because we're now at the third harvest, which kind of surprised me. I didn't realise we'd been moving that quickly since I'd done the whole reboot because the hard drive crashed and lost our game save. So yeah, we're actually further along than I thought we were, although we've done 320 odd hours, probably getting on for 330 now. But plans are now, because Precision Farming is out in Farm Sim 22, we will be moving to Farm Sim 22 for the Saturday series. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be enough. Maybe not. So yeah, we'll be moving over to Farm Sim 22 within the next few weeks. The plan here is to finish off the harvesting, sell all the crops which best prices of winter or first days of spring, and then we will be kind of done. We'll have a full accounting of approximately what the farm is worth. Obviously, I'm not necessarily going to add up how much all the land is worth and how much all the equipment is worth. But everything else will be pretty much settled. Our sheep will be breeding again. We'll be worried about running out of food before we close down the series. But as is usual with these things, I will finish the series off as a, were we intending to continue into the next year? So I'm putting oilseed radish in all the fields. I will plant a spring crop in some of those fields. And plough what needs to be ploughed and fertilise what needs to be fertilised. So we will get through the year, and we will not leave the game save in a situation where it's all done, it's finished, and if I wanted to restart it, I would have to leave the entire farm dormant for 12 months until the next planting period. So kind of hoping this is probably enough. Problem is, because the worker went gallivanting off into the sheep pasture, I'm not sure how much of the field I left him in got done. So I guess we're going to find that out when we get back. Help us see is blocked by an object, probably a tree, because he's good at that. And also at this stage, I think the next playthrough will be on Calmsden. So we're going to be waiting for Oxygen David to submit that. Whoa. Well, so much for trying to beat the traffic. I haven't heard that he's submitted it to Giants yet, but he does have his changes in for precision farming. Now, part of the deal there is I want to be using a map that is tailored with a soil map, with its own soil map. I know that he's added a UK geo or crop calendar to the map. I've done that on my personal playthrough of Calmsden. Can't remember who's the guy who did it, but basically, if you follow Oxygen David's Discord, there was a link to someone who does growth calendars, and the one for the UK. And then a video with instructions on how to install it, and you basically have to edit the map a little bit to say, growth calendar is not the Giants default one, it's a bespoke one, and you install it, I think, in the map folder. But it does mean that if you go into the mod hub, it will say, oh, your Calmsden Farm map needs to be updated because it doesn't match Giant's version of it. And obviously the map could, the crop calendar could be used for other UK maps like Greenland's, I believe. If Bullet Bill's map doesn't include a calendar, again, you could use the calendar on his map when he releases it. And it does give you August and September to harvest your spring crops. I think it also gives you a spring planting for wheat and barley and oats and canola. So again, very handy. Gives you a little bit more options. So normally the game starts in August, and it is on 1 month per day. So you have August to harvest everything that was planted or is a winter crop. And you've got to play with your time. Times 1, times half, times a quarter, whatever, in order to get all of your fields harvest. If you install this field or this crop calendar, it does allow you to, because the winter crops can be harvested into September, you can change the calendar to a 2 or a 3 day month, and that will allow you to get the harvest done, especially on a map like Calmsden where the fields are huge and you just end up with way too much crop to get in if you're playing at a ×5 or ×10 rate. I'm thinking I may set the time speed to something like ×3, which should make a day is about 3 hours, which works well for the Saturday stream. What we will end up with is one day is a stream. If we have to skip days, then I'll do it during the week. But 3 hours, if we start at 9 o'clock, we finish about midday. That's about 1 working day. During the summer, the days will be longer. During the winter, the days will be significantly shorter. If we do need to skip days on the stream, then we will do. But it will then mean that we finish a stream halfway through a day, potentially. Unless I just say, yeah, and we've got nothing else to do for the rest of the day, so we'll finish the stream here, blah, 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 blah. But we'll see how that works out. And I've played a sort of a minimum speed playthrough. We did it on Ungersheim, where I was playing at a ×5 rate, which basically works out to 2 hours equals 1 working day. And we would stream that 2-3 times a week on a 2-hour stream. And so each stream was generally 1 day, unless it was winter, in which case it wasn't, because winter, nothing to do. But that farm fit nicely, because it was something like 150 fields, but none of them were particularly big. So we could do a contract, and it's like 10 minutes, the contract's done. Oh, I've got to cultivate my fields, and 10 minutes per field, we're done. So I did kind of enjoy that map, because you could move around a lot and get lots of different things done. The problem we've found with this map, I mean, last week it was just harvesting the rye and collecting the bales and selling the bales, and that's all I really had time to do, and that was 3 hours straight of doing that. And then there was pretty much another 5 hours of harvesting the rye after the stream, just to finish things off. Okay. Now I have to look at the field map. I think we're doing okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn that off, and we're going to bounce over to this guy who's, yeah, as suspected, got himself wrapped around a tree. Okay, I am going to lower that, turn it on, and run along the edge here. Hopefully that should give me a little bit of separation from that field, so I can get into it, spread some lime, and we won't have half the field planted with oilseed radish by that point. We haven't used a lot. Now, am I surprised we haven't used a lot of oilseed radish? Frankly, no. The planting rate on oilseed radish is incredibly low. Gonna have to go back and do that corner. As you can see, this tractor does struggle with some of these hills, although not too bad. We're about 270, 280 horsepower. The seeder needs about 250. So it's not... we'd probably do better with the case. But the case was hauling grain in our Bailey trailer, which is 21,700 litres. So... I kind of figured the horsepower there would be a little bit more handy, but still. I wish I could use that lane on the left. And that's probably good to send him off again. And the engine failed. Okay, we're definitely going to, as soon as we finish the whole spreading stuff, we are definitely going to need to put this into the workshop. I'll probably do the spreader as well. So yeah, hopefully the seeder won't need too much in the way of supervision. There'll be the edge and probably a wide section on one side of the island, because yeah, it goes down the field, it hits the island, it turns around and goes back, and it misses the opposite side of the island. So we'll have to do that manually. And then since this field, and I know this field is a problem, I will plant a headland first of oilseed radish, so we don't end up just ripping up the grass in the sheep pasture and planting it with oilseed radish, because that's just a bad thing. Anyway, so okay, we've probably got about 2 hours left on the stream if we don't finish everything before that. I have to go and pick up the kids at lunchtime, so at least that's what we know. Now the thing is Mrs. Osa's phone has been beeping, so I may have updated messages there, but she'd have to let me know what's going on. As last we left it, it's pick 'em up about lunchtime. And it's looking quite nice outside, all bright and shiny. Oh, I've also got, should be getting a UPS delivery of some trampoline, sort of like tent pegs for a trampoline, so stop it blowing away. Those should be coming today. So I'm going to have a fair bit of stuff to do around the house this afternoon, like secure the trampoline to the ground. Might get the lawnmower out, hitch the trailer up to it, find a thing, a pruning shears, and go out and prune some tree bits, because or some shrubbery. So we got a bunch of shrubs in the front yard that are kind of getting out of control, especially the spiky one next to the front door. It's a good way to prevent visitors, just you can't get any closer because of the briar hedge by the front door. But then when you have people you want to come and visit, it's a little bit of a deterrent, so I need to cut that back. I did trim one of the hedges last year, or shrubs last year, but there's 2 more that, while they don't have leaves on, it's probably a good idea for me to cut those back. And since it's sort of growth time, pruning shouldn't be too damaging. At least I assume it's not. I'm not really a plant person. The only plants I've ever had success with are the ones in the fish tank, which just grow completely out of control. Okay, we are nearly done with this. Nice. And missed a bit. And still missed a bit. Now, the mini-map says it got done. And across there. There is a little bit of a delay for the auto spreader to shut down. does give you the opportunity to fix some bits. Okay, this bit over here, did it get done? Is that just bad? Yeah, that's just bad soil. Okay. So we just have field 3 left to do. 3,000 litres. I think we're going to have to refill again. Good grief. We are chomping through this stuff like crazy. Should probably fold up the ends. But hey. Could have cut the corner. Well, not to worry. Alrighty, just this bit here, and we are done spreading white stuff for a while. Now we will have to lime the 2 fields with the root crops on, sugar beets. Oh, now I did find out something this week. One of the YouTubers who does farm sim videos, he did a test on Farm Sim 22, precision farming. How frequently do you need to analyze the dirt? And apparently it's the same as it was in Farm Sim 19. I never tested out Farm Sim 19's precision farming limitations, but it turns out that 6 harvests and the information goes black. So we can keep going until this empties and then we'll demonstrate. But if I go to the analysis or the precision farming screen, it's a good demonstration of what's going on. And it basically, as the data ages, it gets a darker shade of the colour in question. Until it turns black when it's just too old. You have to do it all again. Now the cost of buying a map, very expensive.